Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondon and I'm an author and speaker, and welcome to my new series on the power to manifest. Happy New Year! I know if you're watching this on January 10th, the Happy New Year's is long overdue, and if you're watching this throughout the year, then this is the right workshop for you. Now, this is an actual workshop, so if you don't have a pen and paper ready or your laptop or something to write with, then you want to just stop the video for a moment and go get a piece of paper, pad of paper. We're going to do some work today. Now, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe below, hit the bell for notifications, and give the video a thumbs up. Now, you want to click all notifications so you can get notifications of all of my upcoming videos, especially those in this playlist. Since in this playlist, I'm publishing 2 videos on your power to manifest each week for 2020. Now, today we're talking about forget New Year's resolutions. Try this instead to manifest your desires, to set your goals. This is a goal-setting workshop for you for the year 2020. As you might have guessed by previous years, right after New Year's, you might have noticed in your own life that setting New Year's resolutions, while it's a fantastic thing to do, and it's great to celebrate this fresh start, the new year, a new opportunity, a new chance at finally getting things right in your life that you want to make right, or manifesting something big like buying that new home, getting that new job, launching that new career, starting that new degree, or whatever it is that you would like to see manifested in your life. And it's a great idea, right? But generally speaking, why doesn't it work? You know, because usually we're so gung-ho to start that New Year's resolution list. We write a few things down. We might follow it for a few days, and then after that, after all the Christmas decorations are put away, after the dust settles, the house is cleaned, and all the family members are gone, that New Year's resolution list tends to go by the wayside. And then you're left wondering, what went wrong? What went wrong? Why do I do this every year? And why does it never come to fruition? Or why am I not able to accomplish the goals on my New Year's resolution list? Now, what I'm here to tell you with the power to manifest is that this is what I call your list of intentions and desires. Now, I do this in my meditation course that I teach, and in fact, I have an upcoming online meditation course that is starting February 5th, 2020, and you can sign up at the links below. But we do a more expansive intentions and desires list through this workshop, through the online meditation course, but we're going to do a mini workshop in this one. Now, since the year 2005, I have been practicing this. I have been doing the list of intentions and desires in my life, and I have seen my life do great things with that focus, with that type of focus, with a list of intentions and desires, with manifesting my desires. Now, if you viewed the first video in this series, which if you have not yet viewed it, I would say go back, watch the videos sequentially, because these videos have some sort of sequential meaning to them for your power to manifest. So as I mentioned in that first video, I have never had major issues with manifesting. It's come relatively easy for me. But of course, the bigger your dreams, the bigger the manifestation. The bigger the manifestation, the more steps it takes, or the more focus it takes. It's harder to imagine your dreams the way you would like them to be if you've never seen it yet in your life. Now, of course, in this playlist, we're talking about intentional manifestation and purposeful manifestation. You are a manifester. Whether you realize it or not, you actually are a manifester. You are able to manifest your desires into fruition. If not, you would not have been able to accomplish goals up until this point in your life. So let's take a look at why is it that New Year's resolutions don't tend to work very well. Well, one of the reasons why New Year's resolutions don't tend to work very well is because many people don't get specific enough in their intention and desire. They have a vague overview, like, I would love to lose some weight, or I would like to lose weight this year. Or they might have something like, I would like a better job. Well, what is a better job? What does that look like for you? What are the qualifications for that better job? What does a job description actually look like? You want to get really, really specific in your goal setting. The second reason why a lot of people fail to follow through with their New Year's resolutions is that they don't break down major goals or major desires and intentions into smaller bits, into smaller bite-sized pieces. It's really hard when you think like, I'd like to make $1 million a year, but then not even conceptualizing, what does that $1 million per year mean per month? What does it actually mean per week? And how would you suggest that you would get to that place of making $1 million per year? So breaking down major goals, major desires into smaller bites. Now, the next reason why people fail to complete their New Year's resolution is because they don't have a big enough reason why. Why do you want to accomplish this goal? Why is it so important to you? And if you don't understand, if your mind cannot wrap a reason around the intention, the desire, the goal, and why it is so important to you in your life, then it's likely that you're not going to follow through with it. Those are really the major reasons that most people don't accomplish their New Year's resolutions. Now, another thing is that New Year's resolutions or intentions and desires or manifesting your desires should be an ongoing process throughout the entire year. It's not a one-time thing in the beginning of January, but it's something that should be regularly looked at, updated, focused on through your meditation practice, through your intentions and desires, through your breaking down the goals into smaller bites throughout the entire year. It's not something that you just do one time. It's something that you should be doing on a continual basis. And in fact, very successful people do these types of goal setting workshops on a regular basis. Now, whether they have a system in place to do this by themselves, or whether they do it with a life coach, or whether they do it through some video like this one, successful people stay focused on their intentions and desires throughout the entire year. Now, one of the things that life happens to do to us is that we get into a routine of just getting by. We get into a routine of just taking care of life's things. We go to work, we pay the bills, we take care of the kids, we clean the house, we go to functions that we're obligated to go to. We might even make it to the gym or do some hobbies and activities, but then we forget about the bigger picture. And then year after year goes by and we realize that we really haven't accomplished the goals, the desires, the intentions that we have really set out for ourselves. Something like this, a desires workshop, an intention setting workshop, can help you really stay on focus, and then reviewing your intentions and desires throughout the year on a regular basis. And I would even suggest doing this on a daily basis, reviewing it, looking at it, focusing on it through your meditation practice, and just as a reminder, a refresher each and every day that that is the only way that you can stay focused on the things that you actually desire, to manifest them and bring them into fruition for your life, not only for your life, but if you looked at my last video, for others and also for the greater good. So with no further ado, we're going to sit down now with pen and paper, with your favorite electronic device, whatever you use to write down your intentions and desires, and we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna take a few minutes here. Now, of course, you can take much longer if you want on your own, but I am here in this workshop just to get you started. As you get started in sitting down really comfortably, I'm going to play some music in the background, and we're really going to explore and talk about the different levels of intentions and desires for you and for your life. Now let's start with physical goals. Physical goals or material goals are also something referred to as very tangible goals. When we think about physical or material goals, we can talk about things as weight loss, as improving your health. Now remember to be very, very specific. If you've been dealing with a chronic illness, a lifestyle illness, or just a health problem in general, you can certainly set your intentions and desires to improve your health, to do weight loss, which is a very popular one for a New Year's resolution, to exercise more, but those are all very, very tangible goals where you can weigh them out and you can measure them. Now, another thing in physical and material manifestation goals are things goals. If you think about what kind of things would you like to bring into your life? Do you need a new laptop, a new cell phone? Do you need something like upgrading your apartment or buying a condo? What are the things goals that you would really like to see manifested in your life? Go ahead and write down the physical things and the things goals, or the material things that you would like to see manifested in your life this year for 2020. Go ahead, write them down, and don't stop writing. Do not overthink this. That is one of the biggest issues and problems that we tend to have when we're writing down our intentions and desires, is that sometimes we can overthink it. You really want to write down the first thing that comes to your mind, or the first things that come to your mind. The next thing we're going to explore are financial goals. What are your financial goals for 2020? Do you want to get out of debt, open up a savings account, save for your kids' college fund, open up a retirement fund, pay down that mortgage, pay off your car loan? Any financial goals that you have for 2020, go ahead and write those goals down right now. Now, when you're writing down your financial goals, remember the sky is the limit. Don't put any caps on your dreams and desires for your financial goals. The next category that we're going to look at in writing down our intentions and desires are relationship goals. Now, this could be dating relationship, this could be family and friends, even colleagues, maybe a relationship with a boss or superiors, maybe improving that relationship if it's been contentious or difficult. So we're looking at really expanding our relationships, helping to expand the sense of love, making them more peaceful, spending more time, more quality time. Now, one of the things that I did in my intentions and desires list, gosh, this was about 8 years ago, was that I wanted to spend more time with my middle child, my son, who is an introvert like me. And he always, as the middle child, somehow he always got caught in the middle, but since he was an introvert and very, very quiet, it seemed like I just wasn't spending enough time with him because the other two were very loud and demanded time, but my middle one did not ask for the time. In my intentions and desires list, I decided to start a tradition of a coffee date with mom every single week. Once he started high school, I started that. He is now a senior in college, and that tradition continues until today, and it has made our relationship very close. So things like that you write down to make more meaningful relationships for you, go ahead and write down those intentions and desires for more meaningful relationships across the board. The next category are your emotional goals. Is there some emotional healing that you would like to do? Are there some people in your life that you need to forgive? Is there something from your past that you need to heal? Have you been suppressing certain emotions about a situation, a circumstance, or a person that you feel that it's time to really work through so you can have that emotional growth that you need to expand for the year 2020? What are your emotional goals? Is it to see a therapist? Is it to take a workshop or course? Or perhaps read a book on emotional healing? Just write down those emotional goals that you have for 2020. The next thing that we'll explore are spiritual goals. What in your life needs to expand your sense of spirituality? Now, spirituality is very broad and it can mean many things. Does it mean that you're going to actually start that meditation practice this year? Or make a commitment to yourself to get into the quiet of nature at least once a week for some quiet reflection? Are you going to read some scripture or poetry each week that inspire you to look at things from a different perspective? Are you going to make a commitment to go back to your church, synagogue, or mosque, or other spiritual organization that makes you feel spiritually fulfilled? Are you going to join like a Bible study and find a collectivity, a community of people to help you with your spiritual goals? Whatever it is, go ahead and write down your spiritual goals, intentions, and desires now. Now let's take a look at your leisure time, your hobbies, your interests, your activities. As adults, especially as busy adults with family and children, oftentimes we can forget about ourselves and that we need to have time for fun, to be healthy, happy, and whole. What are the hobbies that you would like to start? What are the activities that you love doing that have gone by the wayside? Can you make a commitment to yourself through your intentions and desires lists to do something fun each week? Whether it be date night with your honey, or just bowling, joining a bowling team, or going to a knitting group, or joining a book club. Whatever it is, look to your hobbies, your interests, and include them. Include one at least in your intentions and desires list for 2020. Now we are coming to the home stretch. We've only got 2 more categories. The next category is your career. If you are working, or if you plan on working, or if you're going to school, what are your career goals for 2020? How would you like to expand and grow your career? Would you like to learn something new, take a workshop, take a class that's going to give you a certificate that's going to pump up your resume? Are you tired of your job and you just want to look for a new job? Do you want to move up in your company? Do you want to switch careers altogether? Go ahead and take a moment and really reflect on your career and what you would like to do professionally to improve, to change, to differentiate, to learn in 2020 for your career path. And finally, but not least, right? They say last but not least, we're gonna look at volunteering and charity work. What would you like to do to contribute to society in a better way? Now, everybody has this concept of like, in order to contribute to society benevolently, that I need to do something like serve in a soup kitchen or deliver food to the poor, when there are so many opportunities to serve others. Now, YouTube is one way. When you're giving free content to others and educating others and helping others, that is actually one way to do this. So you could start your own YouTube channel teaching someone something benevolently. You could help someone in your community. You can start a charity yourself. You could give some of your time or money. You could volunteer in one of your kids' classrooms. You could suggest to babysit for one of the neighbor's kids who might not have enough money to pay for a babysitter, so that that family, that couple can go out on a date night. How can you contribute to your community, to your society? How can you contribute, volunteer, and give? Okay, I hope I helped you get your juices flowing to create your list of intentions and desires for 2020. Now, of course, this is just the start. If you want to learn meditation and do a more expansive list with me, of course, check out the link for my meditation course. That's an online course, plus you get conference calls with me with a group, and you get a personal call. And that starts on February 5th, 2020. And you could be virtually anywhere in the world and benefit from this course. But if you want to just sit after this video and really expand upon your list of intentions and desires, I would suggest you do a few things. The first thing, to get super specific about your intentions and desires, if that's not something that you had the time to do during this mini workshop. The second thing is to prioritize. In each of the categories, pick your number one goal that you would like to achieve this year in 2020. The next thing, really write down the reasons why you want to accomplish each of these intentions and desires. The next thing you must look at is, what are the action steps that I can take right now to move toward my intentions and desires? And finally, set some timelines for yourself. When you set these goals, when you set these intentions and desires, they don't really come into fruition unless you give yourself a timeline. Now, for some of your intentions and desires, you may realize that, oh, this particular intention or desire may take more than a year, and that's okay. You can do the mini steps, the action steps to get toward the goal of your intention and desire, to get toward the outcome of your intention and desire. And of course, by focusing inward, by aligning with the universe, by having a meditation practice and doing all of those things, and following this playlist, because there are so many other suggestions on your power to manifest, you can get to your goals much, much faster. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to this channel below. Hit that bell for notifications. You have to scroll up to all notifications in order for that bell to work. Thank you for sharing this video with others who can benefit from your power to manifest. And thank you so much for supporting this YouTube channel by looking at my book list, my published books, buying a book or two or three. You can also pledge your support on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondon, and I will see you in the next video.